This is the meanest thing that I've ever done. What's up guys, today is a storytime video. I don't really do these very often because I feel like most of my stories aren't very eventful. But today's video is actually like kind of funny, I guess. I mean, it was funnier if you were there. But guys, this is the meanest thing I've ever done. So anyways, the year is 2019, I think. I think it was 2019. It was either 2019 or 2018, and I was at Camp Electric. And if you don't know what Camp Electric is, it's this music rock and roll camp, Nashville Christian rock and roll camp for kids that want to be Christian musicians, I guess. Anyways, I really found my place there when I was about 15 or so and made a ton of friends there that lasted for a very, very long time. So in the Camp Electric guy dorms, there were 3 bedrooms. Each bedroom had 4 dudes in it, and then there was 1 chaperone over the entire dorm. Now, in one of these rooms, there were 4 of my friends, and in the other room, there was me, 2 other of my friends, and then a new guy. And then in the room next to ours, there was 3 brand new kids in there. And these kids happened to be around like 13, 14 years old, you know? So we decided to do the most responsible thing we thought we could do and just leave them alone. That's what we should have done. We should have just left them alone. So while we were there, we had to put together our beds, and essentially my friend Jacob found a hole in his fitted sheet. And instead of taking this fitted sheet to our chaperone and reporting the damage and stuff like that, you know, he decided to cut another hole in the fitted sheet and turn it into a ghost costume. That night, Jacob comes into my room wearing this ghost sheet, and he starts like flickering the lights, and he's talking in this high-pitched voice, you know, calling himself the ghost and stuff. And we're joking around about it, you know. And one of us gets the great idea to, hey, go mess with the other kids. Go walk into their room and flicker the lights and mess with them, because it's 3 in the morning and it's not like we all gotta be up at 6. And Jacob does just that. He goes into this room and he flickers the lights and messes with them, you know, and they didn't take to it too well. They kind of yelled at him to get out, you know. So the next morning, we're all at breakfast and we walk up to their table. Me and Kyle walk up to their table and we're like, hey, guys, we don't mind hanging out with you, but don't come into our room in the middle of the night dressed as a ghost. Like, that was funny the first time and then it pissed us off. Like, don't do that. We were trying to sleep. Now, these kids were understandably confused because they weren't the guys coming into their room dressed as a ghost or coming into our room as a ghost, so they were completely confused. Man, this was all so mean. So then there was this one kid, we'll call him James for the sake of the story. His name was James. And James was definitely a very strange kid. But one day while we were at camp, he basically came to the conclusion that he might actually be the ghost because he has a recent history of sleepwalking. He even showed his roommate Matt a song that he wrote about witches and vampires. So we made him think that he actually was the ghost. So then every night for the rest of the time that we were there, we decided to pull another small prank on them. One night in the middle of the night, Jacob would just like walk in there and stand over one of them while they were sleeping, you know, just being creepy and stuff like that. Or he would go and like stand in the corner until they noticed him, you know. But on the very last night that we were there, we actually got one of his roommates in on it. And he happened to be about the same body type as Jacob. So Jacob, being a trooper, he pretends that he's this kid and it's like midnight or whatever, you know. And he walks into the room and he goes and gets in Aiden's bed. That was the name of the kid that was in on the joke with us. He goes and he lays down in Aiden's bed pretending that he's Aiden. About 30 minutes later, and Aiden walks in and he yells, guys? And we're all like, yeah. We walk in there. He goes, there's somebody in my bed. And about this point, one of the kids wakes up, he hears that, he wakes up and he looks up and he sees Jacob dressed as the ghost and he takes off running out of the room. And Jacob jumps down from being in the bed. And he's yelling that he's a ghost and stuff like that. And it was the meanest thing ever, and then it turned out that James slept completely through it. But the icing on the cake, we wound up coming clean about it because he was feeling really bad about it. He thought that it was him, and we wound up starting to feel pretty bad about it. But the icing on the cake was he wanted to clear his name of being the ghost, and he was really weird, guys. So what he did was he went through all of our suitcases while we weren't in the room. Guys, don't do that. Don't go through other people's suitcases. It's weird. So he went through all of our suitcases and he wound up finding the ghost costume. And he was not happy with us. But we were more unhappy with him because he had gone through our suitcases. So we were like, hey, don't go through our suitcases, man. And this kid started crying. I'm not gonna lie, I felt real bad. I felt really bad. So we came clean about the joke, and I would say we lived happily ever after, but if that were true, I wouldn't be where I am right now. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really hope it was funny enough for you. It's been a couple of years, so I might have forgotten a couple details, but I'm really not sure. Also, it's 4 in the morning and I gotta be at work in an hour, but I woke up at 2 and couldn't fall back asleep, so I just decided, hey, I'm gonna get up, and I kind of felt inspired to make this video. But anyways, guys, be nice to each other.